Hi everybody, and welcome to this episode of Chamber Chat with the Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce. My name is Bill Vitiello. I'm the Director of Institutional Relationships and Marketing for the Victory Bank in Limerick, and also the Treasurer of your Chamber of Commerce. You know where we are today? So if you took 422 West and you got off at the Stowe exit, made a right, we are going down to the Stowe, I believe it's some sort of industrial complex. I don't know the actual name of it, but you will find it, and you will also find Nihart Photography. So we're going inside to meet Sharon. Haley, roll the intro. All right, so let's knock on the door and see if Sharon's around. Sharon.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome to Nihart Photography.
How's it going?
Come on in. It's good. It's a beautiful day.
What a cool space.
Come on in.
This is awesome. I think we're going to do something pretty special today, right?
We are. We are going to get some headshots for my friend Becky here.
Yeah. Hey, Becky, say hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Becky's not on microphone, so she said, hi, how are you?
Yes.
So I'm hoping that picked it up. So, Sharon, would you be kind enough to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I am Sharon Nihart of Nihart Photography. I have my studio space here in Stowe, and I am been here since 2019. So making the space work. It's a great space for me.
Yeah, I know you've been quite involved with the Chamber since you've joined. So can you tell me a little bit about maybe some of the events you've done? And I know you're also involved in something special with the Chamber, right?
Yeah, I mean, I started with the Chamber to get involved with more business people and to learn just more about the community and more about the people in the community, the businesses. So I have just done many events that are offered through the Chamber, through mixers, through the annual dinner. I have joined the Tri-County Leadership class. So that's going to be wrapping up here in another 2 months. So that's been a once a month learning opportunity where I can further my knowledge on leadership and the opportunities that are in the community. So there are all the businesses from the hospitals to a small business owner through the community health programs, nonprofits, just learning so much more about the area.
That leadership program is quite robust. In fact, in our last episode, we had Tess on from Barry Izett Associates. Yeah. So I know she's one of your classmates there. Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah, and wonderful people. I mean, the classmates are fantastic, and it's been a joy just to reach out and meet people from all different areas, in the banking, to Medicare, to the hospital,
that's
school
what the
district.
Yeah, the Chamber provides connections for sure. So all right,
yeah.
good. Well, let's see if we can start getting underway here. So what we're going to do, talk us through what we're going to do here with Becky, if you don't mind, please.
So when a client comes in for a headshot, usually we're talking beforehand to talk about what we're going to achieve for them. We talk about clothing, we talk about maybe a style. Sometimes I'm not too sure, so we kind of figure some of that out beforehand. Working with Becky before, we kind of had an idea of what we were going to do, and we decided on an outfit for Becky. So I will take Becky in front of the camera, and I will walk her through just some simple posing, and then we will review those images, and then she'll select and she'll see what she is liking and not liking. I'll hear what she's liking and not liking. If we need to, we will refine it, and then move on from there to maybe another backdrop or an outfit. She only has one outfit today, so we'll do another backdrop.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And I think some people, when they say, they hear headshot or they think they're getting their picture taken, it can be somewhat intimidating. And the purpose of this video is to basically say, it's not. It's not at all.
No, it is not intimidating. We talk in front of the camera. That's just the key part is just being relaxed in front of the camera. And it's me listening to what the person is going to be seeing, because headshots are really kind of hard for people because they're looking right at their face. And, you know, I find that people are way more critical of themselves. And so that's where I talk through things and listen to them and see what they like and don't like. And if we need to finesse something, that's where we take the time. So it's not, you know, we're not running through this real fast and in and out. I'm listening to you, and we're going to tweak it so that you feel, you know, that you're getting the right message across for your headshot. Some women really love their big smiles, and men too. Some women are looking to be more, you know, be more of an authority in their image. So that needs to be conveyed through certain poses or expressions. So by listening to the client, what I might think is beautiful, it's not quite the right fit for them. So it's always just this listening back and forth and refining.
All right, great. So what we're going to do is we're going to try anyway to just stand back and observe what you're doing.
Okay.
And then I might ask a few questions as you're going along the way. So I know as a photographer you have a certain rhythm, so I hope I don't disrupt that too much.
Oh, you'll be fine.
But we want to make sure we translate what's happening here.
Okay.
So all right, so
All right.
So let's get started.
All right, fantastic. Let's go. So Becky is in front of the camera, and we are going to do a simple headshot for her. The first thing that I want Becky to do would be to turn herself on this direction, okay? And she's going to just take her weight, and she's going to shift it to the back. You're going to point that front toe towards me. Point right towards me. That's it, right there. And you're going to relax that front shoulder. Good. And we're going to push it back just a little bit, right? And that other back shoulder, not the other back shoulder, but that back shoulder comes forward, okay? And let's take that hand and just bring it up here, and then maybe just bring it down a little bit. Good. Let's push yourself a little bit. So those are things that I'm going to have you do, Becky. So I'll give you a little bit of a taste, okay? You can relax right now. Some of the other things that I will tell you is to bring your chin forward. Okay, and if I tell you to lean forward, sometimes it's over the belt line. So then your face is coming forward and everything else is receding into the back. Okay, so that's going to be something that I will say to you a few times because we reset, along with just turning our head and bringing our chin forward and down. So all of those are normal. People do it all the time. We reset. So I'll just give you those directions again. Okay. All right, and so now usually what I do is I start out and I say, I want to look at the light and see maybe what is going to be a preference. I'm looking at you and thinking, okay, your hair and your bangs and how you style your hair. So that's telling me like this side might be a little bit more of a preference to you. So I start with my light in this placement right here, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna just come back a little bit and get you framed up. I like using the tripod because then I can interact with the client and have a conversation. So it's the expressions that if I can get in between, that is going to be important. All right, so here we're going to start getting set up. There's always a lot of buttons.
So you also have, just to speak very briefly about some of the lights that you have and the modifiers. You don't have to give me a guided tour, but explain what this thing in the front does for the client.
So this is a reflector basically, and it's just bringing some light that would bounce down and fill in under the chin. Okay, and then you have a light in the back there that I see it's pointing towards the background. What's that do? I actually have 3 lights. I have 2 on the side that I would call kicker lights. So that just gives a little accent to the body. Up above is a hair light. So that just provides a little separation. They're all additive lights. They're not necessarily something that you have to have in an image, but they kind of bring it up a notch. Okay. So cool. Thank you. Yeah. All right, Becky. So right now I'm going to take a little test here. And I also wanted to say before you do that, Sharon, if anybody is sensitive to flashing lights, please turn off the video because we will be using flash photography here. That's correct. Okay. Okay. It goes pretty fast, so I don't know that you'll see it, but all right. I'm going to take a test. So bring your chin down for me. There you go. And nice little smile. Perfect. All right. So now I take that and I look to see just where I'm at. Okay. And I say, okay, I like the background. We're going for just a nice modern gray look. right there.
You mind if I
Yeah.
run there? Oh yeah, look at that.
So that way, and she's got hair light on the top, and the accent lights, they're gonna need to be adjusted a little bit, but they're just there for a touch of light. So what I would do is I would go back and I would say, what do I need to bring up? So I might adjust my lights just a touch to add a little bit more to her.
And see, folks, this is why you make the investment with a professional photographer. Because an iPhone pic is one thing. We've all seen the LinkedIn pictures with, you're in the middle of a group and you're cut off sort of thing. So this is why you invest.
All right, so now I just take another little test. So we'll have you down. Bring that chin forward for me, and now bring it down. Good, a little bit more. That's it. Nice little giggle there, Becky. Come on. All right, perfect. And then I look to say, what do I got? And I look at my light in there.
So that's a nice benefit that you can just review it right away and then just make some adjustments there.
That's correct.
A little different than film photography was back in the day.
Yes,
right?
yeah. The benefit is you get to look. But then you have to slow down so that you don't overshoot for no purpose. And then it's just an endless scroll of images. So, so you just have to kind of slow it down. And then the tripod helps to that. All right, Becky, so what I'm going to have you do is just scoot a little bit this way. Good. Point that toe to me. And I want your hand here. You're going to kick that weight to the back hip. That's it, okay? Now, I know I asked you to scoot, but I'm going to have you scoot just a little bit. There you go. Stop right there. And now I want you to dip down a little bit. Oh, come back up a little bit. Good. Bring that back shoulder. That's it. And bring that hand up here, right there, okay? Now, your chin's going to come down just a touch, okay? And you're going to tell me, what is your handsome husband's name?
It's Bob.
Bob. See? Oh, look at that. Bob is a lucky, lucky man. All right, chin's going to come forward to me. There you go. And down just a touch right there. Beautiful. All right, and you just took a trip to Hawaii?
Yep.
Yeah? You didn't bring back that beach tan, though. No beach tan for you. All right, what I want you to do is I want you to really bring that chin forward, forward, forward. There you go, a little bit down. There you go. All right, now provide me that little giggle there. Perfect. Good. Now turn that back shoulder to me a little bit. There you go. And this shoulder, this elbow, tuck it back a little bit. Yes, just a little bit. Okay. Beautiful. Chin's down just a touch. That's it right there. Little giggle for me. Perfect. Now go a little bit more and then bring your arm down a little bit. Maybe let's have your hand kind of like here. And now do a little drop, a little lean. Yeah, right there. Okay? So you're getting a little bit of that. A little flirtatious there. Now chin's going to come around a little bit more right there. And chin's going to come down. You're going to lean towards me. That's it right there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Perfect, Becky. Oh, I love that one.
Is that one looking good? Can we see it on the screen?
Sure.
Yeah,
We'll
just do
bring
a
it
little
this
flip
way.
out there.
So here, we got Becky there.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
Yeah. So it's not a lot. We're not going boom, 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 and
No, it's very
we're
relaxed.
just seeing it and going, yeah.
Okay.
What do we want to accomplish?
Okay, so now that Sharon and Becky are done with their first shot, coming over here to the terminal. So what are we doing here, Sharon?
So at this point, I take my card out of my camera and I put it into my computer so that I can download a smaller version. Because I have two cards in my camera, so this one is just going to hold the smaller versions so that the client can see the images for the expression and the overall background. All the little tweaks I talk about, don't worry if they see something, usually it's something we can fix. So I come in here, I just take some images that aren't of importance because I might have photographed some test shots beforehand with my mannequin Quinn. So then I just take this, I have to create a spot for the images to go. And then they populate in here.
Oh, and you even got them on the big screen. Yeah.
Yep, so then I put my images up here. And what I'd like to do with clients is, depending on the orientation of an image, is show them 2 or 3 at a time. And they will then say, which one out of those 2 or 3 do they like the best? Sometimes they like 2, and sometimes it's just 1. So we go through a process of selection process.
I feel like that's being almost like you're at a doctor's office, or
Yes,
eye
and
doctor's office. Number 1 and number 2.
And
yeah.
often
yeah.
that's what people say. So, so when I show this to Becky, I say, okay, well, tell me what you think right now. Like if you had 1 or 2, which one would you prefer?
I would probably pick 1.
1, okay. And then so I come in and I sometimes mess up, but I will come in
Becky,
here.
why did you pick 1?
I think because my eyes are open more.
Okay.
Okay. And then I go to the next 2, and I'll say, which one do you like here?
Oh, I don't know. Kind of the same.
Yeah,
Guess number 1.
number 1. And they might not be the ones that you want to pick later, but it just kind of helps with the narrowing process. All right, now like number 2 would be too smiley, so number 1 would be, the clear winner. Okay, now those are both very lovely. More smile, I think, is more you on the left.
Okay.
So, do you think that, or are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I like them both.
Sometimes I do, because we could always keep the other one, and then
Yeah, okay. It's hard to decide.
yeah.
So I've seen this done a few different ways, Sharon. This is a really collaborative way to work with the client. I've seen situations where the photographer will just send files out, or like a Dropbox link or something, and the client needs to go through them. And,
Right.
and so you're actually going through some of the nuances, right?
That's correct.
That's a huge benefit of working with you.
Yes, because there are little things in here, and that's to just give them all to the client. I don't think it's a service, because I want them to see, those little nuances that might be what they're hoping to achieve. Because when 2 images look similar, I can see what the difference is, and that can help make the difference. But I find that clients are happier when they know they have a good shot, and then they can move forward. So like here, I think that one is a lovely one on the right. So let me star that one. And then we had done the opposite side.
Yeah, it gives a different look there, Becky, huh?
Yeah. Do I have to pick one I like better?
Yeah, it's a little hard when they're different.
Yeah.
So here are 2 of the same. So if you were to say one or the other, which one would you say? And if you notice, like the eyes,
Yeah, I was going to say. 'cause
it's
my
just a
eyes are-
little bit more closed on this one than that one. But that's, also because of your smile being bigger.
Yeah. I like when my eyes are a little bit more.
A little bit more?
squinty.
Okay, so then this one right here would be a selection. Now here we have on this side. So this just gives you an idea of what another side looks like. So if you have a preference on these are both very similar.
Yeah. I can't really tell.
Becky is
Okay.
undecided.
Yeah.
But that's great.
And-
Again, you have so many
But it
choices.
helps, to work with you, then you can help me decide what you think looks better as well.
Yeah.
I can't decide.
Yeah, and sometimes, like I said, they're close. So you're not really,
So
either way. So I would say I would say pick one and then go from there.
Yep.
So, and then we had 2 final ones. Okay, now the left is a very nice one, I think. It's a nice smile on you.
smile, yeah.
Yeah. So then I would say, okay, maybe that one.
Okay.
Then what I do is I'll go back and I'll say, okay, we have selected 8 images. Okay, so then you say, okay, well, maybe let's look at the ones that are similar. So we have 4 that are similar in pose. Okay, and we say, well, which one would I like here? So there's the difference of your eyes.
I like the second one.
Second one. And I would agree because your eyes are more open.
I think that there's a lot of value, if I could just jump in here, that of you not taking too many images, right? Otherwise, you probably would be here for an hour just trying to narrow it down to what, right? Like this seemed like a very acceptable number for Becky to go through and get a real good idea of what she wants for an image.
Yes, and I think when you're doing headshots, you don't want to overcomplicate it with a whole lot of different poses because then it just gets too much. And I find that if somebody is coming in for just, a headshot, in their minds, a simple headshot, they're not wanting to be bombarded with a lot of choices. So I try to take that time. So we look at it and we're like, okay, well, that's the one I like. Maybe, again, we can improve on that. So I think that's important, is just to kind of go at that pace, because I could photograph, but I'll never know if that's what they're looking for.
Right.
So this gives us that opportunity to see it.
Okay.
And it also makes them more comfortable to see it, because they don't know what's happening in the camera. They just know that they're there. So this gives them that visual, and that can provide the confidence so that they can go back and they go, okay, that's why that. So I do have to lean. Leaning is important, so I won't resist it as much. Leaning over, that is important. So I will be more willing to do it. Sometimes there's a resistance, but. So here are 2 images here, and I would say, okay, well, which one here?
I think I like one.
Number 1, okay.
I know I'm smiling more than the other, but I like my eyes open.
Okay, and so I would mark that one as a, let's see, what did I do here? So that one would be a 2. So here and here, let me go back. These are 2 images that are the same, similar pose.
I like the
Second one,
second one.
yeah. And again, because you have your eyes open there. And then we have here and here.
I like the
First one, I would agree. And so when you see that, you see how quick you went. You knew.
Definitely could see the
So
difference,
so now we have that in there. And so if we were to look at now, here was an image. So I would go back and say, okay, these are 4 images. Okay. Now they're all slightly different, with a head tilt. And sometimes a head tilt would be what a woman wants because they want to feel a bit more feminine. Sometimes straight on is more of the preference. So it's little nuances in it. So if Becky was to look at this and say, okay, well, which one stands out to you most? Or 2, there might be 2.
Oh my goodness, it's hard.
I like
So many
this one
choices.
here, personally.
I would agree. My opinion doesn't matter, though.
I like both of these.
You like those 2?
Yeah, maybe the bottom one.
Okay. So is that one your favorite out of all of them?
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay. So then what I would do is come back here. I always hit the wrong buttons, but that's okay.
So, well, you're navigating with a keyboard rather than a mouse, so you're braver than I am. Braver than I am.
So then I would have this one, and I would mark this one to say, okay, that is a favorite of Becky's. So now, if she was looking for just one headshot, then I could ask her, is this one, what you want? Or do you find that we should finesse it a little bit more? And if, we want to finesse it more, then we go back and we just kind of go through some, a little bit more coaching, doing things. Sometimes it's a hair, but Becky's a hair, dresser, and she's got awesome hair.
Yep,
So
yep.
I don't think it's an issue.
And way more hair than me. So.
So yeah, and then if there was comments, I would say, like, what would you want me to do, in addition to the photography part? So that would be the editing part. Some people want more retouching, some want less. Some see some things that I don't see. It might be, just a scar. It could be their eye It could be, you know, some part of their hair is not more together and, you know, it's a little separated, so they want that kind of attention. So if that's something we could do in camera, we'll do in camera. If it's something that is easily kind of adjusted with post work, then I'll do it there. So now we're going to just pop that hand there. Okay, I like that. Actually, let's use this arm here, and I want you to kind of support yourself on the wall, but gently. That way your arm isn't being pushed in. Yes. So almost like your elbow is being the anchor point. Yes. Good. Now you're gonna be sore. I want you to kick that hip away and then bring that back elbow out. Yes, right there. And a little bit relaxed. Bring it back a little bit more. A little bit more. There you go. I like that. Okay. So now chin's gonna come. Now you're gonna bring that chin nice and stretch it forward and drop it down a little bit. Okay. And go for it a little bit more for me. A little bit more. A little bit. Drop that chin a little bit more. More. That's it. Perfect. Perfect. And come down a little bit. All right. Now bring it up just a touch. That's it. Perfect. All right. So we look at that, some of those images, and the trick is that then I have to move, and so I'm going to go ahead and lean back on that wall there. And this hand, bring it up. Yeah, actually, let's see. I kind of backed myself into a corner here because I was cleaning up for you guys.
Well, thank you.
So
the audience appreciates it.
All right, so we're going to push, roll back a little bit. So kind of lean here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you just come on out for a second. And I'm going to show you, because usually that's what I do. So here, you're going to come here, and you're going to go on that 45. Okay. So now this one, you'll be a little bit more of a lean, but we're just not going to plant everything back there. We're going to kick it out. And we're kicking that hip to the back, so bending that front leg. Okay? And then you're going to just dip your shoulder down a little bit. Okay? And then your head's going to come around towards me. This hand kind of starts on your thigh and just kind of slides up until I see it a little bit. Okay?
Got all that, Becky?
I know, it's a lot. You're going to come a little forward, though. A little bit more to the light. There you go. So now you're going to rotate backwards a little bit. Yep. So you're a little bit more. Now relax that arm down. Yeah. Okay. And then you're going to rotate back. Even more of your back on there. Yeah. Now bring that front one forward. There you go. And bringing it up. Okay. And bringing it up around a little bit more. Okay. And then elbow back. That's it. Let's just drop it down just a little bit. Okay. Perfect. All right. Now your chin's going to come around. You're going to bring it forward to me and down. There you go. And little head tilt that way. That's it. Perfect. Beautiful. That's lovely. I want to see a little bit more of your back shoulder, so bring that shoulder around a little bit more. Yep, relax it. That's it. Okay, and now just bring it here. There you go. Beautiful. Good. Head tilt's going to come this way, right there. Okay. And I want you to actually drop a little bit more on this side. Yeah, a little bit more. And chin's going to come back around. Chin's forward. That's it. That's beautiful. Good. Beautiful. A little head tilt this way. And then chin's going to come this way. That's it. Little giggle. Love it. Okay. So, and then from there, we would do maybe some posing where she would come out and she might kick her hip to one side and to the other side. Then I could bring in chairs, even kind of leaning, forward. Mm-hmm. Those are additional poses that I can run with her.
Okay.
All right.
All right, great.
All right. So after we go through our poses and the different backdrops or the different outfits, Becky would select her images. I would then work with her and determine just the right amount of retouching that is needed for her images. I would then take those images, do the master retouching on those, I would print them out for her, and then she would receive them in, depending on how many images. If it's a short amount of images, they get to a person sooner. But I would work on the images, deliver them through email so that she can have a download through my site. I would print out the image. She would get a printed copy of the images, because clients who come to me, I just don't do digital images for headshots. I really do try to provide them with a print so that they have something tangible for their time with me.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's...
Very good. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to go through all this. I know this episode was a little bit longer, but I think it was really important for people to see the process. Again, I think most folks could get intimidated by this, but to be able to see it and see how cordial you are with folks and how you're able to give them direction to look their best selves, I think is a real testament to your experience and your aptitude with photography. So thank you so much for taking the time to go through. If folks want to contact you, how can they find you, Sharon?
Well, I have a Nihart Photography on Facebook, Sharon Nihart on LinkedIn. I have my website, nihartphotography.com, and call me on my phone number, which is on my website, and 484-300-8745.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, please do give me a call and check it out. I'm always willing to give people my time so that they have the images that they really want.
That's great.
Yeah, and while I do headshots, I do work with families on location and things of that nature. So it's beyond just headshots. So
you do,
over
and
here,
real quick, just wanted to show before we end the episode.
I really enjoy kids as a teacher. Kids are just precious. So here would be first birthday type of imagery. This was an image created for a woman who unfortunately passed away, but she wanted to get an image with her and her family. So headshots, babies, black and white. This was a traditional rice feeding portrait. So I really do enjoy doing
It's beautiful.
timeless pieces, things that are going to really put a mark on your, lifeline or timeline. So, and let's see. I have over here my kids. This is a nice little way to display some art, portrait art here. And this is my Professional Photographers America certification. I was certified back in, I think it was 2018 or 19. I forget.
All the years run together, and COVID has thrown it off big time.
It has. We do go through a recertification process. So to get certified, we pass a test, we pass a portfolio review to show you that you are proficient in the photographic knowledge, to help yourself be consistent and creative. So so that's me.
That's you. Well, thank you so much again for taking the time, and thank you, Becky.
Yes, thank
Give
you,
it a little
Becky.
wave.
Yeah,
there you go.
Thank you, Becky.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for for tuning into this episode of Chamber Chat. My name is Bill Vitiello. I'm the Director of Institutional Relationships with the Victory Bank in Limerick. And until we connect again, all my best. Bye for now.
Bye-bye now. Thank you.
For more information, visit www.nihartphotography.com, email portraits@nihartphotography.com, or call 484-300-8745. Thank you for watching.